Alright, so there's some things that's like, I guess I'd want to like clarify or whatever. Like when people are talking about like the categories that they're aiming to go in. Like if you're gonna go classic, just say you're gonna go classic, but don't say you're gonna go bodybuilding, because then that's not the same thing. Or if they're gonna go open, when you tell me that of saying I'm gonna go into the open category, then that means you're gonna go into full-fledged bodybuilding, super heavyweight bodybuilding. 212, you'll be 212. Then you have classic men's physique, so on and so forth. So, you know, those will be things there that I think a lot of people misconstrue. And even with the shows too, like you have, now there's more, but back in the day, your national level shows, there was only 3. It used to be the USA's, the North Americans, and the Nationals. It wasn't just when I tell people, okay, I'm gonna go do the Nationals, back in the day it was understood that we're gonna go do the Nationals competition. Now if you say, we're gonna go do Nationals, they just think national level show. They don't even understand that there's an actual show called the Nationals. So you have the Nationals, you have the USA's, and you have the North Americans. Those are your national level shows. Then you had the other shows that were kind of national level, but they weren't full-fledged, where you couldn't get a pro card at, which was your Junior USA and your Junior Nationals. Now I think they have the Olympia Amateur, the Arnold Amateur would go into those categories of those shows. But the difference is you can actually get a pro card in certain categories from those shows. But yeah, that's just the basis of clarification for categorizing, I guess, bodybuilding terminology and your divisions of what they have. So anyway, we're here, Okay Bueno, my favorite Spanish restaurant. You know, shout out to my boy Danny. You know, he's running the place really good. And I'm gonna have a cheat meal, and I only call it a cheat not because it's gonna be a dirty meal or anything, but just cheap because one, I'm behind on my meals today. If you've been following me on my Instagram, I normally post every single meal as I eat it at the time that I eat it at. So today I just had so many meetings, so many things going on at one time. It's like one of those days where like when it rains it pours type of thing. So I had to put out a lot of fires all at one time, and that kind of really restricted and hurt my timing of stuff. But no excuses, because I have all my meals cooked and everything. I guess the only excuse is I just was more focused on the meetings and actually getting the meals in, which has been the hardest part of consistency for me. But making it happen. So we're gonna get a churrasco steak with some rice and maduros. Oh yes, there we go.
Guys, want any sauce for that?
Yes, all of them. Yeah. So this would be the cheat meal. I like chicharrones, mostly just for the actual taste and the fat on it. And I hardly ever eat like deep fried things. Look at that, shit's perfect. Bro, the daylight savings thing is like kicking my ass. So. I'm like, yo, I gotta go. It's like 8.
Like 8. 30.
Yeah. Thank you. So that's how your steak comes out. I think they went wrong by rewarding guys like with the distended stomachs and stuff like that. Because if they wanted a classic look or something like that, then they should have rewarded other guys who actually had that. You know, rather than if this guy is letting his stomach go, yeah, he may be the most conditioned, but he's letting his stomach go. And then this guy here has a beautiful shape and he's hitting the poses right and he's doing everything properly. Then they should have rewarded that guy rather than rewarding the guy just because he's big and, you know, he's the freak. Because all that tells other guys is like, all right, I got to get like that before I can win shows. And then that promoted for people to rush the process of being able to be the bigger guy. Because if you rush the process, you're just putting on muscle. You're just muscle. The quality is not there. Prime example. Because you'll see a lot of guys that come from like, I don't know. I don't want to name an exact region, but like a lot of guys from like overseas and stuff. I don't know if it's the drugs that they take. I want to lean towards that as the drugs because they all have the same issue as far as not being able to have that deep conditioning, and not just the conditioning in the sense of holding the poses and stuff, but also the conditioning that the muscle doesn't get those lines in it. Like they're always seeming to hold some things. I don't know. Can't put my finger on it. But this is like my, I don't want to say my problem with it, because I mean shit, he gets a lot of views, like shit, 6.6 million, 7 million, 3.9 million. I can't hate on that. And I'm not going to, that's not my thing. But just the underlying thing of why our industry has gone so downhill the way it has is because we're celebrating people like this rather than fully celebrating the guys who are really actually on stage and stuff. I can probably, just by looking at his build and the way his legs are, he probably don't even want to get on stage. Like, seriously, where are your legs at, man? Like, what the fuck is that? But whatever. I mean, like I said, I can't hate on him. He's going viral with all his shit and stuff like that. That's great. But for the love of the sport of what we do, this here, I wouldn't be getting no advice from him. Not to say that he doesn't know anything or anything like that. It's just our aspirations or the things that we want to achieve don't align. So why would I pay attention to somebody who doesn't have the same alignment that I have? It's like, am I going to listen to a homeless person on how to get rich? Especially when the homeless one wants to stay homeless, you know? Or even better, like how am I gonna listen to football from my homie that plays street football, or am I gonna listen to Deion Sanders? You know, those are questions I think people should be asking themselves and should be understanding. Because if this guy's gonna portray bodybuilding, and then if you ask them why aren't you on stage, and they're not on stage, then what are we doing? Why am I gonna pay attention to this person? I don't care about the antics. I don't care, and I guess it's just a me thing for being older or whatever. I can care less about your pretty pictures, your nice videos with your special edits and stuff like that. If you're not getting on stage and if you're not winning shows, what knowledge are you going to be able to provide, or what substance are you going to be able to provide? Like, remember, you know Tristan Lee? Yeah, kid. Fucking whole bodybuilding industry gives to this kid. And I don't mean give in the sense of like I know monetary of how much he's making and none of that. But I mean just the fame and just the opportunities that he's presented with, simply because he's a shredded ass kid. We gave all of this stuff to him. All of these opportunities, all of these ways of meeting the top guys and stuff. And then he turned around and was like, yo, I want to be a soccer player. Like, what the fuck? What's the point of giving him all this? Why are we wasting these opportunities on people who don't want to be involved really with the sport? Give that opportunity to someone that really wants to be there. Give it to the kid that's doing everything he can to get on stage. You know, the kid that's actually winning shows, or even there just to be in the presence of shows. Why are we giving it to a guy just because he's shredded? Like, people can be shredded all day. You just got to have the discipline to do it. And I mean, I get it. Not everybody's going to have that discipline, but in this sport, why are we catering to these people? That's my question. Why are we catering to these people? Shit. Whew. Ah, damn. Gotta always log the workout. It's like, I know like when you see like just a plate on there and it's just 135 that you think, with this bar makes it feel a little bit heavier. So this with 45s on there, it's probably closer to maybe that 180-ish mark. It's not too heavy, but it's also that movement of being able to open up and having to stabilize the bar as you're going through it, which helps recruit a lot of fibers up in my chest. And today's workout is gonna be more, like I've noticed that in the past few weeks, I've been splitting up my chest days, kind of similar to how I split up my legs, where I'll focus one day of hamstring and glutes, the next leg day will be quads with some hamstrings, because I really wanna bring up my hamstrings and this inner thigh area. So with my chest, and this kind of accidentally happened like that, but I'm hitting most of my pressing movements in the beginning of the week. Then at the end, more of my finesse movements. So today you're gonna see more like just pressing stuff, not so much of fly, crossover. And I've been doing like antagonistic body parts against each other. So for instance, most people would do chest with triceps. I'm doing chest with some biceps. Then when I do back, instead of back and biceps, I'm doing back with some triceps. You know, antagonizing. So that was the first set. My first working set there. I'll probably stay at this weight, seeing as I gotta push a lot of reps with it. But if you're bodybuilding, like I said, you don't need the heavy weights. You just need to be able to get the most out of the movement that you're doing. You know, whether it be increasing your reps or just upping your intensity in all different variables. Upping the reps, maybe adding more sets. I think the last variable you should try to change if you're trying to increase your intensity or be more intentional with your workouts would be adding the weight. That'd be like the last resort to everything after I've exhausted all of the avenues. Then worrying about how much I lift would be the next culprit. And notice how I said worrying about, not so much of this is what I'm trying to do or anything like that. It's the last thing. Try everything else. There's no rush. There's only a rush to get to the next set. Yeah, that one burned a lot. So now this will be my volume movement that I do. It's still a press, but we're gonna do like, I think got 20 reps to do. Yeah, 15 to 20. I like doing it on the Smith machine solely because I can completely focus on the contraction, especially after that intense of a movement there. I just come right in here and then I'm just pushing reps. That's all I'm doing. Oh, fuck. Whew. God damn. That burn ain't nothing to play with. It's like a burn or a pump. Your chest is just like hard as nails. Shit. God damn. So one of the secrets to building up your chest isn't so much bench pressing. What it is incline pressing. You really want a big chest, focus a lot of things on incline, whether it be incline fly and incline press. You want to focus that. I believe that the fly is way more effective in developing the chest and getting a fuller chest than any pressing, but that's up for debate for later on. Oh, shit. And what I'm doing with these movements, even though it's a high volume movement that I'm doing, I'm trying to keep the rhythm of what I'm doing, because that's what's gonna help really, really enhance the pump. If I do a few reps and I stop, and I try to do some more and I stop, that's not gonna really increase that pump or that pain that you get, that lactic acid buildup. So what I wanna do is keep trying to move as much as I possibly can, even if it is just an inch or whatever. As long as I'm keeping the contraction and I'm pushing through the movement, getting the contraction and keeping the mind muscle connection, I'm really enhancing that pump and the productivity of this movement. Not always trying to use big words, try to find like the simplest way to explain this shit. Shit. It's the last set, pressing movement. Then we're gonna go into some biceps. I'm only gonna do like 2 movements for biceps because I think this week I'm gonna add an actual arm day, because I really want to focus not only on bringing up my hamstring, my glutes, as far as anything to develop really on my upper body, it'll be more like rear delt and definitely my arms. I really want my arms to get back to what they were back in the day. So here we go. That's it. Fuck. Those are some sloppy reps there. But as long as it starts off good, like as long as I start like strict, and then I can get sloppy at the end, I still make some type of improvement, some type of productivity from it. Similar to like when you saw on the bench press, I went from being able to get all the way up, all the way down to just half in the movement. Whew. So we got one more set.
That's it for today. Hard volume chest day. Not too many movements, but straight to the point. Alright, so the next time that we do chest, I think will probably be like Thursday or Friday, and that'll be kind of a heavy day. So we'll do one heavy pressing movement, and the rest will be like flies. Probably maybe even a heavy fly movement. And if I go heavy on flies, it'll more than likely be dumbbells. But that'll be next time. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell so the next time that I upload anything, you get the notification right away. Follow me on Instagram at tflex2x's001. And then also the TFX page, TFX_training facility. And yeah, catch you on the next time. Peace.